What's up, softball players? Coach Dan Blewett here. In today's video, I want to talk quickly about should you convert into a slap hitter? So, should you convert into a slapper? Now, this is something that obviously is a big part of softball. Players are becoming more physical and athletic and faster than ever. The field is small. So, if you have a girl who's got some good wheels, it often makes sense to try to convert her to a slapper. She can drop down bunts, be halfway down the line by the time it leaves her bat, get on base, steal second, wreak some havoc, all that stuff. But it still bears asking, especially at young ages, should you convert and put yourself on this track to be a slap hitter for the rest of your career? Okay, so I wanted to make this video because I've worked with a lot of softball players over the years. I'm not a hitting guy, but we often talked about, hey, what does your career path look like for you? What do you love about softball? What is fast pitch going to do for you long term? What are you good at? What makes you, smile and enjoy the game most? For some players, it's putting a charge into the ball, right? Driving one into the gap, even if they're not the biggest, most powerful player on the team. And so for me, as a little bit of an outsider, because obviously I'm a guy, didn't play softball, you know, I would always ask girls when they are saying, hey, yeah, I'm going to convert to a slapper this year, or, I've been a slapper for a year, and I say, do you like it? Do you miss hitting regularly? If you could choose to be a slapper or a regular hitter in college, which one would you choose? And so for parents and players and for coaches, especially of girls who are in that like 10 to 14 range, probably a little younger, maybe 9 to 13, the things you choose now are they're going to put you on a track that you probably can't get off of. So one of the players that I worked with for a long time, she's actually going to help me edit this video. She was converted into a slapper because she's super athletic and fast. And when she would come back from college, she played Division I softball, was an excellent player. When she would come back, we would just be like hitting in the cages and catching up and all this stuff. And we'd be like, let's see your regular swing. And she's like, I don't even remember how to hit a softball regular anymore. She was a right-handed thrower, grew up a righty, converted to a lefty slapper, obviously. And so when you converted her into a slap hitter, her regular swing was gone. And so if you do this to a 10-year-old, 11-year-old, 12-year-old, if in a couple years, say they just like hit a growth spurt and they're big and they're powerful, and you're like, wow, look at her, she could really probably put a charge into a ball, it could be kind of gone where her swing is just see you later, a little bit like I've only been slapping now exclusively for a couple years. I don't know how to get my regular swing back, right? So I think as a coach, and again, every situation is different, but as a parent and as a player, you should really ask yourself, what do I want out of fast pitch? Is being a slapper right for me? Are slap hitting mechanics going to be something I can learn and really excel at? Like maybe I'm a really good hitter conventionally, and maybe slapping is not going to be as good for me, or like maybe some of the reasons you'd want to make me into a slapper, maybe they won't be there in a couple years. Maybe I will be strong enough to punch the ball out of the infield and I can get on base lots of different ways. So it's just a good question to ask yourself. Should I be a slapper? Is this what I want out of softball? Is this my best way to excel? Because it might be, right? If you're really fast, you don't have a ton of pop, maybe being a slap hitter is the best path for you to keep playing and be a good contributor at the high school level and maybe play some college softball. But again, I think having this big, get together conversation is important because as an athlete, you're going to look back on your career one day and say, I'm satisfied with everything that I did, how hard I worked, where I got, the experiences that I have. Or you're going to say, I wish I hadn't done this. I wish I hadn't done that. I wish I hadn't been pressured into doing this. And what you don't want is to look back and say, you know what? I wish I would have tried to make it as a regular hitter. Or I wish I had been more receptive to being a slapper because I would have probably been a great slapper. I wish I hadn't, turned the coach down when they said, would you like to convert? It goes both ways. And it's not one's good and one's bad. It's really just about what you want as a player. So the point of this video again is to ask yourself, do I want to be a slapper? Is this right for me? Is this what I want at a fast pitch long term? And if so, you can go after it and attack it, but there's obviously pros and cons to both. And I think this is a big like family conversation, coaching conversation to make the best decision for everybody. All right. Thanks for watching. If you're new to my channel, I'm Coach Dan Blewett. Be sure to subscribe. I have tons of videos for softball players, and I will see you here in the next one.